Hello everybody, I'm getting this set up here. Probably shouldn't show that so no one breaks my account. Gonna grab chat here, and chat is disabled for this live stream. What a fantastic start. Let's see if we can fix that, because I have no clue who, if anyone, is watching, or if you guys can see this and you guys can't contact me. It's beautiful. It's perfect. Oh, hey, I see a ye in the chat. I see an ite in the chat, and a hello. Thank you, Sponkdroid. And yeah, that's your name, Sponkdroid. Okay. And Snarpkin Guy, my boy. I always remember repeated commenters. So if you remember that, I'm gonna shoot this out to my Twitter real quick, that I am making Boomer Games. The thumbnail I am very proud of, by the way. And then we can get started here. I'm just basically going to go, it's past midnight, not for you, lol. I'm just going to go over what I figured out for the rework. And the main running theme throughout all these live streams will be, please, oh please, see that little bar on the bottom? If you have a non-gamer loved one willing to go through this 10-minute program, please email me at projectetraflow@gmail.com in the description saying, yeah, I have someone who'd be willing to run through this 10-minute program, because the more test subjects we have on this, the better the project will be. So, I don't know, I've never sent a live stream for my Twitter. I'm live. Whoop. Whoop. Okay, cool. Now I can get, 2 people from Twitter. I have a Twitter, by the way. I've never really promoted it, aside from on my own channel, but here it is. I make wonderful art, such as this right here. And check out this guy's video and go over thumbnail drafts, whatever. Talk about how I got contacted by No Spam Advertising, the most trustworthy company I've seen. But what we really want to look at is this document I made, which goes over all our problems. And let's see. You're gonna ask your mom to confront. Yes, it has controller support. That would be ideal. Where's my controller? I have my whole desk hidden under a green screen here. Here it is. It has controller support, kinda, and I'll get back to this if you email me. Long story short, it has controller support. Turn off Steam, though, because Steam just breaks everything because it feels like it. I may have to show it. Yes, we have Xbox One controller support. Are you secretly a boomer trying to teach himself video games? Yes, of course I am. And what's this live stream going to be? What a wonderful question, Rewa. We are going to rework the training program I made for Journey and turn it into something that works a little better. And what I mean by that is, let's go over a quick brief overview of what the program initially taught. I ran this through in the last 2 videos of Socratetris' mom, and what worked for that is we were able to do character movement. She was able to walk forward, back, left, right. She was able to do the little blip thing from Journey fine. it taught her how to jump, and it taught the camera movement. These were the goals of what the first one taught. What actually worked is slightly different. So the movement worked fine. She forgot how to charge her little blip attack thing. Then we also have something in Journey where if you blip next to these tapestries, then you fly upward, and that's something I forgot in the first program. And then jumping worked fine. She was able to do jumps with timing, jumps without timing. And then what we had the most problems with in the last video, if I can pull it up, was she basically forgot in the middle of Journey how to jump from platform to platform in this specific area. Journey kind of keeps you on the ground 24/7, and yeah, there's my wonderful illustration. Might as well go back just as a refresher, or if, oh wait, there goes my voice, or if you're more interested in live streams than the videos. But basically, she was fine jumping from platform to platform at her level, but if the platform was above her, she wouldn't be able to jump to it properly because she forgot how to move the camera up and down, and she was never taught to jump at platforms above her in height. Even in the first draft of this training program, all the jumps were on the same level here. So that's something else I need to fix. And my idea is to do 9 different jumps, what was I going to say, that are all jumps straight forward to a platform that's at the same level, straight forward to one that's above, and then below, and then left and right variations of that. I'll show you how we'll incorporate that in a second. And then for camera movement, it kind of worked in the last project. She used it, but not that much, and eventually forgot how to move it up and down. And the one catch is, if you saw the first video, she would move the camera up and down, or she would move the camera left and right. She would never combine the two, like a lot of people did with the FPS program. As the second they had both unlocked, they started looking in diagonal and mixed directions. But since there's not as much as a need for a camera in third-person view, then she didn't really do it. And I'm going to bring my boy back here so I can show what we've got so far. I'll check chat in a second. And then finally, just to add as a note, one thing in the Journey program she messed up was in this bridge section. She didn't really know she had to build this bridge to get to her objective, because if we look right there, there's her objective. And the game never clearly points it out in that level. It just expects you to know move forward on the bridge, as in there's the pillar of light there. But then she started looking for the mountain, and when she was looking for the mountain, she was down here on the ground and didn't really know how to put this bridge together and was confused by cutscenes. It was a bit of a mess, but long story short, my idea is if instead of opening doors like we have here, if we have her complete a bridge, which is the first thing we're going to work on coding here, if we have her complete a bridge, that should, using tapestries, that should basically signal to her that, hey, if you see a bridge with tapestries, you should build it. Same with these little grave things which activate. A friend of mine decided to give me the 3D models for these, and that's pretty fantastic. So she'll have a visual identification with these here, and she'll have a visual identification with the bridge, so that when she sees the bridge and she sees these icons, she'll know they're interactable. And that's all the requirements. How we're actually going to achieve that, I have a big old plan I have to share. But for now, let me check. Oh boy, we got big chat here. Gonna ask, does it have controller support? That would be ideal. What's the live stream gonna be? This. Vertical jump, editing the Journey program, build the bridge. The way you say mountain reminds me of my friend from Utah. I'm from Illinois, but I have a very, I don't know, very overly southern accent, I'm told. Even though I'm not near there. Overly southern for being in the northern states. So, missed the last 2 vids. Watch them right now. Yeah, so... And I'll have to make, I think, an update video post about this. Probably more a video. The last 2 videos have been... Although they do everything right by the YouTube rules, they have highest watch time of any videos I have, highest click-through rate of any videos I have, launched it right near when Journey released on Steam, and they've done worse than any video I've ever released. Which I worked out to be okay. I've got a big plan, but it might be, we're modifying the program now. I might have a video in between before we get back to that, because I'm trying to, like, kickstart the algorithm here, because not all my subscribers even know these videos exist. Like a lot of you are saying in the chat, what are you even talking about? You made another program? Yeah, I did. It's just the impressions on these. I'm not going to go to stats because that can have, like, for example, I don't even have 50,000 impressions, even though I've got 50,000 subscribers. I've got only about 20,000 actually know the video exists. And I very much like all my subscribers to know if the video exists, which is why you need to hit that notification bell in order to get notified of all these videos. So, let's see here. 33 watching. Ooh, that's awesome. Big epic gamer time. Am I a cowboy? Of course I am a cowboy. Your work on Phonics games is awesome. Keep going. Okay, so, and notification gain rise up. I definitely agree with that last statement there. So, here, it's a little rough, definitely more rough than my big, fancy, smooth designs that I posted on my Twitter back a while here, like this. I'm proud of this. I was wondering if I should use that as the live stream thumbnail, but let me see here. Yeah, I think it's a bit too far back for me to find, but, basically, yeah, here's my big fancy thing for an FPS 2.0 rework, which I sort of used. All sorts of craziness with that. There's been a lot of behind-the-scenes craziness over the past 6 months. A lot, which I hope you guys are all gonna see soon. But for now, focusing on the Journey program, the way I want to rework it is with a few things. I want to rework it so we get all these pluses and X's into check marks and have them taught successfully. And I've got to test those with 10 test subjects. I'm going to check my phone real quick here. If you have anyone who would be interested in trying out this 15-minute program, loved one, parent, whoever, please, oh please, look in the description. Email me at projectetraflow@gmail.com so we can get test subjects for this, so we can make the program even better for new players. And then that's what this little bar down here is for. It's gonna fill up like a normal strip. The lady Raspberry says she's too much of a gamer already. That's the issue. Let's see. Can't believe I caught an Etra game stream. I think I'm gonna do streams for like 3 days in a row here until this project is done. And what I said is, I'm gonna be checking my phone. Yes, test game downloads. Okay, would love to have download links for one of your learning games. I'm in your stream as you're typing this. Toucanfoot. Hello, Toucanfoot. And if for links, I actually have the links to them in the video descriptions of where I talk about them. If you could send me a second email or reply to that saying your mom or whatever, go ask if they'd be willing to play a 15-minute game, and you'd be able to record that. I would be perfectly fine with that, and we can fill out the 1 out of 10 test subject bar we're talking about down there. So, and then finally, Ink Falcon, hello, says VR is very intuitive. And yes, I will have to note this is a tangent entirely to what I was doing, but VR in general is very, very intuitive because it's like for Beat Saber, you don't press a button, you move your literal hands to attack the blocks because you got your little sabers in them. And the games on VR currently are very, very simple because VR is very, very limited. And both of those combined, having it be very intuitive and VR not having a bunch of literacy tied to it, really makes the games easy to jump into. But VR isn't doing so hot because of those limitations and because not enough big budget games and big budget companies are making big budget games for VR consoles. And because of that, no one's buying it, and because of that, no companies are making games for it, and there's no increase in game literacy or increase in how complicated the games are. Did you just call Beat Saber easy? Not exactly. I called Beat Saber simple. I know for a fact Beat Saber is not easy. I've got Quest over here somewhere, again covered by my green screen desk that's invisible and you can't see with the power of green. But yeah, so I have test subject. All I need is a download link. Okay, awesome. If you could email me, and then, yeah, I'm planning on using OBS to record gameplay. Okay, I'll write that down as a note. And actually, Expert Plus makes me want to die. Me too, my friend. Me too. My brother, he can get through Expert Pluses. Like, I'm reaching just barely Expert. And right now, I'm fixing that little bar at the bottom. I've got to do a big workaround. And then I need to end goal. And, shoot. Now I've got to completely remake it because I clicked the wrong button. But that's okay. Non-gamer test subjects, and then end it when I want to have this complete at the absolute latest is the 7th. So, and we should have it 10 out of 1. That is not how math works, I think. Let's see. Let's try that one more time here. Non-gamer test subjects. End goal. Goal amount 10. Starting amount 1. Boom. I can do that math. And we have one test subject. Get 10, and I don't know, I'll do jazz hands for the rest of the stream. I should probably have some sort of incentive for you guys to find test subjects. But yeah, my mom actually plays a lot of Beat Saber because it was so easy and intuitive for her to pick up. But here's the catch. Just like with Journey, she might have enjoyed Beat Saber because she was able to enjoy it to its fullest extent. There was no literacy barrier there. But after Beat Saber, is she really going to play any other video games? That's the issue. The barrier, Beat Saber is a video game, but it doesn't teach you anything else about other video games, just how to play Beat Saber. And awesome. Toucan, Mom can play tomorrow. Fantastic. That's awesome. This program rework will not be ready tomorrow, but we'll have like a month to work through the kinks. And another email regarding test subjects. That's all this is going to be. That's awesome. So if you just sent an email, I should get a notification from that in a second. Some keck. But for now, I'm going to actually start the content of the stream. And what I decided to rework this as is, in the beginning, we might just want to run through the old version real quick to catch up the people who were not here. I think it was called Ocean Rework. No, it had Luke something in it. Luke Rework, Luke Ocean Rework. This organization is a complete mess right now because the way this game was made was a complete mess, changing hands and leads, whatever. Then I kind of just did it myself. So that was fun, all while learning Unity for the first time. But now I know Unity. Like, you can do most stuff, but not reality check through the skull. Man, if you can get most stuff, that's crazy on its own. And I hope stream didn't die. That life stuff used to prevent you from making videos quickly. Well, right now, Unity is preventing me from making videos quickly because I think it decided to crash, which is a bit of a shame. Um, and yeah. Oh, wait, nope, we're good. We're good. No, we are not good. We are not good at all. I'm very glad the stream did not crash. But Unity doesn't like being played, but you know, I can just pull up the actual program, and that should work fine. While I go through chat for the 10,000th time here. Also, you mentioned that live stuff used to prevent you from making videos quickly. Do you still have those problems, or do you have more time to make the videos now? Ish. I've still got some life stuff. Of course, everyone has a life. But there hasn't been as many traumatic events in a row. And other than Corona and COVID and all that craziness. And this summer, I've kind of taken off to dedicate to the channel and projects and try to score internships and stuff. And again, you'll be updated all about that big project soon enough. But for now, I want to show off this and join conversation about Beat Saber. Bought Quest this Christmas and don't play anything else except Expert and Expert Plus. That, my friend, is the problem. Is there are no great VR games. Half-Life Alyx, maybe, but if Half-Life Alyx was on the Quest, on the more affordable console, like, we're getting closer to perfect VR world where they eventually are complex enough to match the literacy and engagement of normal console video games, but we are still not there yet. And we could be, we just need a big company like like Microsoft, Sony, or Nintendo to invest in a VR console and also put exclusives on there. And then we're going to get a VR push. Or it can go slowly like it's going right now. And Boneworks. Boneworks I've also heard is good, but it's not a huge game. So anyway, the training program that some of you missed. This is it. This is how it worked. In the beginning, we're told to move forward, and we even have animations and stuff, which took me a while to learn here. And then we have this little blip thing from Journey. And this section went well, where we had our new player. She quickly learned to hold the button down, which was my guess. And then we move up, and since I didn't teach backwards in the last program, I teach it here, and they're able to move backwards and then move left and right. And this is actually a section we're going to replace with the bridge thing I mentioned earlier. So we're going to move that through here, and then up here, they're introduced to jumping by holding the button down. And these jumps you don't have to time, you can just hold W and click the mouse. Then they're able to look up and down in order to measure out where their jumps should land with these timed jumps. And regarding that, Soccer Tetris's mom was able to do these jumps, but she forgot how to look up and down later, immediately in this room where she looked left and right, where she would only look left and right. And I believe it's because of the way this is introduced. I have up and down and left and right introduced at the same time, instead of locking one away before the other. And I think if we show one at a time and then give a action or an obstacle that is easily overcomable by moving at a diagonal angle or something, they'll be able to see, now that they've got both of them together, they can use them to make that diagonal angle, and they'll know that moving the camera diagonally is an option. And we'll hit those, and then this is just a basic test like we did last time of, can you turn to the left, can you turn 180 degrees, and can you then jump, charge your blip, and release at the same time. These planks are just for fun, and they win the game. And with that, we also have controller support for, what was I going to say? For Xbox, I need to add a quit button as well. But that was pretty low on my list of priorities. We have support for PS4, Xbox, Xbox 360, Steam, and Ouya controllers. So all your favorites. Sub to PewDiePie. Fair enough. Oh, I use those images for keyboard and mouse for my game. Lol. Oh, while we're waiting on Unity to load, I'll have a story. The guy who showed me that is actually, and made those, is actually Zilu, who is the creator of Move or Die. We've had a lot of cool conversations, but, what was I gonna say? Yeah, he made the keyboard prompts pack, and it's a pretty cool dude. Move or Die is like $2. Go check it out. It's a cool game. You've probably heard of it 10,000 times. I meant that only hard difficulties in Beat Sabers. Other than that, I own dozens of games, play them quite frequently. Okay. Could you move the small bush on the right side of the first wall closer to the second wall? If not, that's fine. We're gonna rework all the, what was I gonna say? All the decorations here. And frankly, shoot, where did I put the new level? Yeah, 3PA, third person adventure rework. And this is how the scene actually loads. Here's the rework. And I need to get to, yes, and Switch Pro controller support. And all of these are theoretically supported, which means I don't have all these controllers and cannot test them, and I did not have $80 to spare to buy a controller support pack, which was frustrating. But what was I gonna say? Can you make the sun a Shrek head? I'm afraid not. I don't think that's my #1 priority, but maybe. Have you considered a narrator? Now you can use your camera controls freely. Try looking around, combining your controls. I've considered using a narrator before, and I have used it in other games. I know a really good guy who can do narrator. But if I were to use it, I wouldn't be that straight and upfront with the answers, because then it's like they'll get bored at it. It would seem more like a lesson than a game. If they have nothing to figure out and discover themselves, they're gonna get bored pretty quickly. So when you're saying about adding a narrator, I think that's a good idea, but you got to be very careful with how you incorporate it. And currently I have no budget for a narrator. So unless you think a bunch of boomers would like to hear my wonderful voice, which is not super wonderful, then I don't think I can add narrator at this time. Future projects, though. I got something planned. I'll keep on teasing that for like the entirety of the stream, but it's cool. Oh, hey, Andrew Coat. I have loved my mother who would be willing to try out this game. Fantastic. Thank you, Andrew Cole. And that means we can go to the dashboard. I can break everything again. And we can add this #1 and change it to #2. Okay, if I do reset goal, it either completely kills it or it doesn't completely kill it. And there we go. We're updated. And who else had a question? Record the demo with Audacity without buying the thing. What? I'm confused. Use Google Text to Speech. Oh, about for the chat? Oh, for the narrator. Got it. Anyway, so considering all those problems, I know it's taking a while, but chat questions are always #1 priority, because that's why I do live streams here. I can do more game development off screen. But right here, where we're going to start is kind of similar to the first program, but this time I want to make it abundantly clear what does what. So with these buttons, the way I started was the first button was those wood planks you blew off just to say, hey, if I hold down this button, I can make big explosion. Wow. And that's cool and all, but it may be a less fun way, but this will be a more memorable way, hopefully, to remember these buttons. So there will be a button right next to this first door here, and they won't be able to proceed till they do a little tiny uncharged blip thing. Once they do that, they'll step up these stairs, which I can't animate this character without paying another $90 to Unity. I'm finding that a lot, that there's a lot I'm restricted in Unity without a budget. Add wires to the door. Create wires to the door. Yes. About that, kinda. I have the idea that these buttons, they're gonna have a little light orb in them. There it is. And the idea is when they activate it, it moves up into here. And then they'll see, oh, this button connected to here. And then that'll turn blue, green, whatever. Again, the thing I gave Soccer Tetris was basically a first draft. I want this to be very clean at the end of this. So, our 2 non-gamer test subjects and more can make it really great. If I'm going to make a 40-minute how your parents can play super video when this is all said and done, then I want to make sure every little detail is great. And then after this, we're going to have 2 buttons. So they'll know that the first button you were able to open by clicking just a little bit, but then they'll see they can't quite reach this one. And then they should, after experimenting a bit, hold down the button and reach this one, like how Soccer Tetris' mom experimented with holding down the button when that was the only thing she could do. Then we have a few more of these tiny steps that you move up automatically. And these are just here so when you're in they're in Journey, they're not confused and think there's no way around these tiny steps when they haven't found out the jump yet, which was something his mom ended up doing. And then we reach this bridge section. And for this, it's similar to that one spot where you had to walk back and you unlock left and right. Well, we're going to do the same thing here, but instead of 2 buttons, which we kind of already did over here, we're going to have the little tapestries, and when she interacts with them, they will form to make this bridge. And I don't have that coded yet. My little design philosophy here is I want to block out this project first and make it functional at a base level, not have all the bells and whistles, like have the light go up to the specific indicator yet. And then once you're done with that, I'm going to do some more functional design things and then finally go through a 3rd time and make everything perfect before sending it out to our 2 test subjects. I mean 3 if we count the one who's going to do Journey for the video. But again, anyone else, if they have a loved parent or loved one, can volunteer, send me an email, and I can update that little bar. So right after this bridge, they're going to find the looking up and down power-up. They're going to be forced to fall and learn about gravity. Because there will be like a gap here, which this is the part you still got to make in this little second island section. They'll think there's no way across, and then they'll look down and say, oh, there's a floor there. And from there, they're going to hit a power-up for getting a jump to climb back up here. And you may ask, why would they jump in this pit if they don't have a jump yet? Well, good thing you asked. Those cloth homies from Journey, as they're officially called by the wiki, these little things. Let me see if I type in cloth homies and they're the first thing that come up. Let's see. Yes, they are. These little cloth creatures from Journey, they were really, really, really helpful to Soccer Tetris' mom in the 3rd phase and provided as a little guide, and it made this her favorite part. So all these little creatures which kind of guided her from destination to destination, which seems a bit on the nose, but when it was done naturally, she was able to navigate this desert thing very easily, always having a clear objective. You should do the Say Apple thing Portal 2 did. Well, see, then I'd have to go first-person shooters, whatever. You could try adding more recognizable objects and making the buttons more obvious. They're interactive. Yes, about that. That she'll know the buttons are interactive, even though these don't really seem interactive, because once she walks into the door and gets the prompt for using that, she'll be forced to either use the walking forward or that. They won't be able to do any action. And just clicking that once will show it work. And then the second time around, she'll have to know it works in order to charge up, hit the second one. And then the third time, the little tapestries, which I have yet to make because cloth physics in Unity is something that scares me, is once she hits the cloths that will form into this bridge, she won't really know that the cloths are interactable, but the last 3 objects she ran into, she fixed the problem by using her blip thing. And when she walks up to here, gets turned around, and then sees 2 waving cloths, I'm gonna guess they'll go to interact with the object. I'm not sure, but that's what the test subjects are for. So, what was I gonna say? You're gonna go to bed almost 1 a.m. Okay, see you, Dark Portal. Thanks for commenting a lot, hopping in the streams. See you, Flash. Thanks for stopping by. Let me see real quick my live dashboard. Okay, awesome. So now what we're going to do is just continue my little redesign tour, if I can find where it disappeared to. Here it is. I keep looking this way because that's where my second monitor is. So yeah, about the cloth homie. I want to make a light homie. And what this guy will do is when you run into him, you get your next power up. And I'll just make him right now. He'll require a moderate amount of coding, but if I can do the same, I forget, the same smooth animations thing I was able to do in the UI. Now think of this guy as a big glowing orb. And what he's going to do is he's going to start by sitting here, and whenever the player runs into them, they're going to unlock their next ability. And then, after that positive reaction, they'll say, hey, I want to chase this guy more and more. So they run into him, and then they unlock the blip. Then he's going to be past the door here. And then my whole thing was, why would they walk to the edge? Last time it was a closed door, and it was a different type of door, so they had an excuse to check it out first. Well, they're going to hit the orb thing, walk backwards, and then they're going to hit him again, and then they'll be able to move left and right. And then he's going to skedaddle over to the end of the bridge, where you unlock looking up and down, so the player knows, I need to complete that bridge, because that's where my little friend is. And then they're going to chase them basically all the way to the end of the game. And that should consistently provide direction. Etra, it's Cloth Doggo, not Cloth Homie. Sinner! Both you and Soccer Tetris are lying sinners. They are Cloth Homies, not Cloth Doggos. What can I do to just assert the dominance of Cloth Homie's reign? And like, do I have a rock I can put them under, or just an object called Cloth Homies? How about this? We make an object called Cloth Doggo, just this cube, Cloth Doggo, and we let it drown. There we go, Cloth Doggo. And then we're just gonna turn physics on. Can we do that in, I'm going from Unity to Unreal Engine. So, that's fine. We'll just pretend that it's in an eternal state of drowning. So, it's always sunken under the water, gasping for breath that it will never get. Because that is what Cloth Doggos deserve, and that is what people who believe they're supposed to be called Cloth Doggos instead of Cloth Homies deserve. Fight me. Okay, so, back to the level rework here, because there's a lot I've worked through here. So they unlocked their jump, and then this next section with the yellow platforms and their first time jumps, is planned to work mostly the same, except I'm going to mess around with the heights of these so they'll know, hey, I can jump to higher or lower platforms. There's going to be a few more of them to account for that. Then we're going to have another similar section where they have to jump up and hit a switch, but instead it's going to be a tapestry to build another bridge. And then we get to the Great Tree Island, which is going to be a tree that they're going to reach the top of by circling it up into the right or up into the left and making those jumps. So they jump around the tree, go through it, and jump around the tree in the other direction, and then they've finished all they need to know for Journey. Or at least that's the idea. So I'm going to start check chat one more time. Yeah, Ripcloth Doggo. They deserve to die. Normal dogs are okay. What if the player doesn't see the orb from button to door? Oh, well, yes, you're right. In this one, I mean, I guess there is a chance they won't see that there's a relation between the buttons and the door if this little orb thing, if they don't see the orb thing going from this, yeah, right here, the effect that took too long to make, right up here, if they don't see it going from here to the door, then they should see it going from this one to this one up here, once they're more familiar with the concept, and then they have to see it when they're charging and focused on reaching the specific orb with their blip. Then I want to do a similar thing with these, but make them like, I don't know, instead of tapestries, maybe balls of cloth, so it's like a similar thing to look at. I thought Unity crashed there, which would be really annoying. So, and then we have them go to the specific indicators so they know how much is needed to open a door. I was wondering if we should put indicators for the bridges, but I'm unsure. We're going to have another 3 indicator door at the very end before the top of the tree. But the tree I don't exactly have drawn, but I have it all in my head. The reason I didn't draw this vertical tree in 3D is I do not have 3D paper. If anyone could provide me 3D paper, I would be very, very gracious. But let's see here. Chat here. Alright. Okay, but where's that midget button at? Daryl, yeah, I don't have a midget button yet. We need to make a midget button though. I'm using a character preset, and frankly, I don't know how I can make a midget button with that. As in, you'd be able to see it for once. I can adjust the camera height here, which is something we've got to do. Also, thanks for joining the stream. But like, we could clip them into the ground, but the thing is, this one, oh wait, actually, you're correct. What if we just, instead of bringing down the hitbox, we just brought down the character, and there we go. We have our midget button. So, yeah, let's make the midget button real quick, because that's got to be tradition. What was I gonna say? Third, yeah, in the last program, if you clicked M, then B for midget button, it would make you a midget, because that's a wonderful glitch we ran into last time. Let me type in motor, no, input, I forget the specific script. Like I said, this is an organizational disaster. That's fine. So, Unity decides to open up all its stuff in a different browser here, all its code in Visual Studio, and that is something I do not appreciate. I would like it all in one area. So, third person motor here, we want to take our character there. I don't even know what this object would be called. Maybe just an object or something component. If I can figure that out, then I can bring him down. I'm still learning all the specific terms for Unity, because Unity doesn't crash people's computers as often when just starting the program. So that's good. Let's say, I worry that test subjects can literally look into the wall and not realize. Maybe like make the charge also push you back so you're accidentally forced to see the animation. Oh, okay, yeah. So about, like, that button. Well, let me just play here and show you where the camera's at. The reason I block this out first, this specific program, oh, its orb is up there when it used to be down here, is, so I can see what the player will roughly see. So, like, right here, at the moment, this door is way too big. I think I accidentally scaled it as well, which doesn't help. But I want to rework the doors so they slide to the side and are the size of the character. But for this, you can't move your camera at all, so you are forced to see the orb go to the door before the door even opens. Same with here, you're forced to go forward and automatically jump. And then, this input is still all screwed up, but, then this is a bit too high, like you mentioned, but those indicators will be lower for the final thing, since we'll go through that the second time. But for now, we're on the midget button here. And this is called an armature. I'm just going to try one thing, and if that doesn't work, we'll move on, because it's been mostly questions and explanations. No real coding has gotten done yet, but that's okay. As long as we're more having a chill time here, I can code on, alone. Probably less distracted that way. But, animator, rigid body, I'll just try object, and if this doesn't work, oh well. Midget base, because why would I call it anything else? And then we'll put that as the top variable, and then in third person input, my favorite aspect about Unity is you can make certain empty variables, which are pieces of information, and instead of calling them in some crazy way from one thing to the next, to the next, to the next object, and go down this hierarchy chain. Instead, you can literally just take it, if I can find the motor behavior. This isn't where it's supposed to go. Whoopsie daisy. Probably not going to find where it's supposed to go if it's not in the right place. It goes in this script. How could I be so silly that I got third-person motor, third-person input, and third-person controller confused? Because that's perfectly simple, as you all know. And let's see here. Yeah, the angle is that big. Very cool. Respect. Sup, hacker. Just joined in. How's the coding going? Non-existent so far, partially, but we're getting there in spirit. Right there. CC. Midget buttons are much more important. Sprint input. Vertical input. Why is this not appearing? I made a new public object called midget base. It is in third person input. Does anyone see anything that says midget base? Because we start with horizontal input right there. And nope, it decides to just say, nah fam. It's just not gonna pop up. Maybe if we reload it. I'm sure the midget button will pop up. Maybe not now, but when this reloads like it's supposed to, or accepts it as an object. But for now, we'll continue on to making this bridge work, which is our first line of business, and just walk in and continue the path down for the first object is not a serialized type. You meant to use game object. That's it. Also, if you're any Unity dev, I would love your direction during these live streams, because like most programmers, I do not know what the heck I am doing until I have several months of experience at least. So now, game object midget base. Now that means, now I can show you my favorite feature in Unity, is taking the prefab here, which is just our character, and then if we go to the input manager right there, midget base. So now I can take the actual character, not the hitbox. Where is the hitbox, by the way? I want to make sure I don't grab that. If I take this, that's just a data thing. Ugh. If I take the actual armature, will this be enough? Yeah, I think that's it. So I click here, I just drag. Instead of getting a specific reference to it, I can just drag it in here. And now, in the third person motor code, I can take its Y position and bring it down, if I can guess how to specifically do that. So let's say, what button? MB, midget button, correct? That was it last time. So let's just put it in right at the bottom. I don't know, it really doesn't matter where this is at, but somewhere we can probably find it. Here's the move input, so why not put it here? So we'll just do void midget button and create a little function for it here. And in here, we're going to take two things. We're going to take we're going to make a key code thing for it. So public key code midget input, we'll call it that. Yeah, this is what I don't like about Unity, is there are 800 more steps to something that can be done in about 30 seconds in Unreal Engine's drag and drop based programming language. But there's a lot more you can do. Again, it's that rule, the more complicated it is, the more you can do with it. But key code M, and then we'll just make it M for now. I'll add the MB thing later. So we've got midget input, and if, where's the space? Where's the space? Space is called jump input, jump input, and that's just yeah, right here. If input get key down, jump input, and jump conditions, we're gonna want this run every frame, which is what's gonna happen in here. If input get key down, midget input, I think it was called. There we go. We should just continuously crush them whenever whenever the midget button input is pressed. So if that's pressed, we are going to take our character and then our midget base, and then we are going to make him fall down into the ground. Let's see. Midget, yeah, key down instead of jumping, because key down midget input. We're gonna take this dot x, local x, y, z, I think it's z, correct. Lean move, local z, sure. Can that work? No, it won't. We probably need float to time. It's just, none of this stuff is as easy, and the lean tween is something that I added in because you need another thing for that. Lean rotate, lean scale. Let's just say scale z. That actually should do exactly what we want if we want a midget. Float to and float time. We're gonna float to 0.1, so make him a total midget in 1 second. Does that work? Oh, and you have to put F after decimals, because F common sense in this Unity sometimes. Okay, so midget input M. Let's try it out. And then let's see chat right now. Okay, I was going, understandable. Think you meant to know. I only barely know Python. Yeah, so are we loading up? Or no, is it refusing to load? No, now it's deciding to load up. And now, if we press M, oh, yes. Yes, that is what we need right there. It's not a midget button. It is a thick button. Look at these legs, my homies. Look at these legs. Look at this keen. Like, can you possibly imagine that, what would you do in this lawn boy's presence? What would you do if this unholy creature approached you asking for your vibe? Oh my god. I don't know, I think this takes a bit of precedence over a midget button. What even is this frog? It's like that, shoot, what's that one meme, whatever, with that weird alien creature guy who's leaning in like this exact position. Oh geez, and then he's fine this and when you widen him. Oh man. Now we've got to do this, but we've also got to make him shrink down. Like, keep him this way so he just has long legs when you're looking at him from this angle. And his face, it's like he's doing the OK sign with his hands. Oh boy. Okay, so we have to fix that. We have to make it even better. I'm gonna try Y. I think Y is the direction we need to go here. Lean scale Y. Do that as well, so that he shrink. X is like never. He's just a Chad gamer. That's it. It should be C for Chad, because that's the Chad button. Okay, so let's see our sins. Oh boy. That is not what I expected. I meant the other way around. I think I screwed that up. Although, frankly, I don't think I messed anything up. I think it's kind of just perfect. But he's so tall, you can't see anything but his tremendously thick legs. Anti-midget, lawn boy. Fair enough. Okay, I guess X is what we need to shrink him down, which doesn't make sense, and it makes me very confused. Or maybe both of them together are messing it up. That shouldn't be an issue. But like, Z is usually up and down, or it's left. It depends on the engine, and it's always really annoying. So, C, it's M for midget button. All right. So this is what I was kind of initially anticipating. There we go. I mean, I think we fixed it. I think we can call this complete. 'Cause like, who does not want to complete the game in this state? Like, imagine this boy walking towards your. This is the next thumbnail, by the way. We replace T-posing normal man with the Chad. The Chad midget. That's not midget button anymore. It's CM for Chad midget. And I've got to add those variables. I'll probably forget, and just some mom is gonna press the M button, and they just become this behemoth. The look from above is just, oh man. Now I really just want to add, like, so when you left click, you punch, and you right click, you punch. This looks like a perfect, like, fighting game, almost format based character, for just some super silly fighting game. I was hoping to jump in the GMTK game jam, and like, if I could make GMTK game jam, but have the characters just be these chonky boys, and he looks like a frog at the same time. Okay, thank you for the suggestion, Daryl. we got wide Chad Midget as our main character. But yeah, aside from that, and that's how we're debugging from now on, even if we fall off. So right now, I'm going to add just a basic, I'm going to see how I coded this door again. And then I'm going to add a basic, when this is hit, this will go from inactive to active so player can walk over it. And actually, since they can't jump yet, instead of falling into the void, we should probably have some sort of platform for them to walk on here. And yeah, these are tilted upward because with the camera, makes sense to block them out that way, because otherwise, if you're standing here as the player, and the orb is flat right here, if you're standing in the center, the player model will actually cover, his body will cover where you could see that little orb thing. So making it tilted upward, both makes it have you go progressively upward to the treetops, and then also for this, you can see it with the camera. Just an extra bit of info you all definitely needed. Oh, grids window. Gotta find the correct. There are so many add-ons, so many things in Unity that just aren't in the basic pack or Unity in general, it seems like. Where's the scale tool? Why is it scale? I mean to move it. There we go. And crush it into shape. Okay. That's what you need to do. If someone is unfit, just say, hey, I must crush you into shape. And then you take them to the gym and you just throw a bunch of dumbbells at them until they're squashed into the shape you achieve. Probably don't do that, though. It might be illegal in some countries. Okay, so we've got this, but first of all, this isn't centered. And it needs to be down a bit more. And, oh, I accidentally grabbed that face and not the actual object. So, let's go like... Can I make it smooth like this? Or do I want this to be arced as well? I think I can make this all smoothed and then flattened with here. As in, like, these will clip in a tiny bit, but we're gonna stretch this out. So you won't be able to see that ever, because then the problem's fixed. And we're gonna do the same with here. Make it all pretty, even though these bridges are gonna be replaced. The spacing of them is probably gonna remain the same. There we go. That looks much better. And then where are they heading to? Should probably have a destination at the end of this. Okay, let's see. Wide Chad Midget, he thick. Yes. We're aware of that. So now, what was on my little rework sheet here? He was going to do the look up down thing and then have a little fall there. So we'll take another one of these right here. Duplicate. Unity's acting slower than... Unity never crashes on me except that one time at the beginning of this stream, because of course it has to crash then. It hasn't crashed on me since, aside from when I just did some stupid code stuff that broke it. But it hasn't just randomly crashed. I'm afraid that, like, any second in the stream again, it's gonna crash again, but I don't really think I have to be too worried. Oh, wait, no. We want this to be the same width as the other island, but higher. And moved over a bit. And then we'll get to the pit. We'll get to looking up and down right after we get this all flattened out. Got Terrytown playing in the background. Calm music to quell the gamer rage. And then we can stretch this in. That is not what I wanted to do, but it does look like a fabulous little ramp, if I wanted that. Why is it a ramp, though? Okay, this is divided into 2 sections, because why not? Okay, it's divided into 3 sections, because why not? Why would I do this? Oh, wait, that wasn't me. Never mind, then. Then, why would former person who worketh with me do this? There we go. Da-da-da-da-da-da. And actually, that is very helpful right now if it's already divided. And can I, like, use shift? There we go. And just extrude this portion out. So they have a little pit. I'm going to play up to this point here to check 2 things. Well, 3 things. 1, the chat. Make her understand charging and timing. Okay, so, hey, Atra, your last video gave me the idea to try Journey on my girlfriend. Yes, before this, she tried the FPS tutorial. She got used to moving her mouse down, but for the love of God, make her understand charging and timing. Yes. Okay, so, Mr. That looks like an I. You may be Jacob, but I think your name is Jacob Soren. Mr. Jacob Soren, could you please, if you're interested in getting early access to this finished rework program and having your, girlfriend as a test subject for this 15-minute program, you can probably play Journey afterwards fine. But, if you want to send me an email for, so I can send you this and you can send me back the recording and results, I can update this little bar down here and we can get 3 out of the 10 test subjects I want for this project. But yeah, I would highly recommend, I mean, I've got the first draft of the training game out, but there isn't even sound effects in it, so this still has a lot of work to do before it's good. Hopefully get it done within the next 2-3 days. But then I'll be able to send it to you and have ample time to do that. So my email address is right in the description. If you could send me a link there, and of course we have to test with Wide Boy, because what else could we possibly test with? Okay, so I tilted the mouse, and that's something I do not want to do. I want to make sure that when we go through this, that they're not able to see the pit when they walk up here. And they won't be able to see it unless they use the looking up and down. So they're like, oh, okay, I see a pit, I can get across. This new thing is useful. So he can walk on the bridge properly without falling through. And I mean, now this is somewhat frustrating. There we go. So he's too wide. How could I ever anticipate scaling our character to a ridiculous amount would cause problems? But anyway, he doesn't see a way across until you look down and then womp. There we go. Okay, that's all good to go. Ignore our wonderful dog. But there he is, the Chad. Let's see, the chattest of gamers. Oh shoot, did I delete the original steps? I think I did. Those were the perfect height for jumping. I can probably copy them from the previous level, but just block out no, I don't want that. Let's get rid of this entire object here. And I want to make another section here. Pressing shift and extruding this out, and our music stopped. Why would our music stop? Let me rework that. Start with Undertale, because all must start and end with Undertale. Did everything die? Let's see here. Got a whole Spotify rig. There we go. And that little ticker on the bottom, which Daryl Talks Games helped me figure out, because he is a total bro, and you all should subscribe to Daryl Talks Games. I've said that, like, in what, 2 videos now, and like 9 community posts. And my dog will not stop barking. Apologize. I really hope a certain family member, hopefully watching this stream, would let said dog in, but we'll see. And kind of right there, and I want it to be even. Well, actually, do I want them to be even? Because if they see stuff at a higher height, it's going to be more of a feeling of, hey, I can't really get across this. Yeah, so we might want to stretch that out. I don't know. We'll measure that in a bit. For now, I'm getting too ahead of myself, and I just want the game to be fully functional at a basic level, even if, like, the UI doesn't work and all that. If its gameplay is functional, from there on, we can work on the other stuff. Alright. Well, gonna check chat real quick. Okay. I'd love to, but it's 2 a.m. and at the moment she's asleep. If you don't mind, I'll get back to you as soon as I can. I would love you to get back to me. One thing I see that it's constant for her, she doesn't understand looking for objectives like a gamer does. Yes, that is why you missed my speech about cloth homies and cloth doggos. Watch my last video to understand. But we have, oh god, those moon jumps. Journey has moon jumps like crazy. Which is why the moon jumps are crazy. So she doesn't understand looking for objectives. That's what our little light ball is supposed to achieve and that they're chasing after. And then same with the bridge, so they'll know that the bridge is the objective. I've got stuff planned out, so hopefully the 15-minute program will be good to go. And then one thing, someone else, GM Redditor, here's a thought for your next project, a top-down roguelike game for your parents. You can interact with any item in any way and are specifically told, hey, you can only take out 3 of this enemy and you. I really want you to finish that because that seems interesting. Top-down, my thing with top-down is I think it's kind of the easiest genre to teach because you have no other forces acting on your character like gravity. In a first-person shooter, third-person adventure, you don't have a camera to deal with. It's just press a button, you move. There's no other forces changing your character except yourself. And my mom, when we did Deltarune, which kind of counts, there was no direct action-based combat in that. Well, okay. Well, you moved the little heart around, but you didn't shoot with it, whatever, at least in Deltarune. You shoot bullets from your heart in Undertale, because Undertale is Undertale. And, what was I gonna say about that? That worked pretty well. So I'm looking for games I can learn the most from for now. Soon, I want to transition over to making games that are full games that are fully built for teaching new players how to learn how to play games. But for now, I'm still on the gathering basic data phase, which is why I need more of these non-gamer test subjects right there on that bottom bar. It would be much appreciated. And any thoughts on doing an intermediate tutorial? Something that adds basic gaming strategies. Okay, give me like 2 videos. I will talk about my big plans soon enough. For now, we gotta finish this, and then we get the first big project. Can your parents play Bullet Hell? I can't play Bullet Hell, so probably, well, see, again, Deltarune somewhat tested that. So, and you would not have armor to keep things simple of stats, just different sword spats, maybe unless you use a potion. Interact with an item in any way. You can only take out 3 of this enemy. Well, I think you're trying to say you have a specific goal and they'd kind of have like a sandbox with certain objectives. I think that's a nice base way to introduce them in a wide open space because in Rasputin's videos, if you've heard of my videos, you've heard of Rasputin's videos, let's be real here. With Minecraft, his wife really enjoyed the creative freedom that game gave him. And yeah, exactly. And I I like that idea as well. I just don't know how to incorporate it in my next project I keep on teasing. But in the future, definitely keep that in mind. Tony Hawk Pro Skater, how your parents can play. Two things. One, I've never played the game. Two, on what I have seen about the game, it doesn't look like a lot of other games. So I don't think playing Tony Hawk Pro Skater will then teach the basic controls of Breath of the Wild, for example. The lady I live with. Yeah, that was great. Rasputin's vids are pretty great. I just wish they would kind of use the platform a bit more to not just talk about the problem, but talk about ways to solve the problem of game literacy. But yeah, glad we're doing stuff like this. I was a very bad gate for my girlfriend to get into gaming. Oh, because it kept on yelling being mean to her. Yeah, yelling being mean usually doesn't work, but now I'm not going to say I don't blame you or whatever, but I will say it is crazy difficult to figure out. It is easily frustrating to figure out trying to figure out what these problems are when you don't even know the term game literacy or don't even understand what things are not intuitive to someone who hasn't played games for years, because most of us, I'm going to say 99% of the people in the stream, don't even remember how they learned video games. And again, my baby nephew, it's so fascinating for me to watch him. That sounded creepy, but I assure you it's not that creepy. But basically, he will go pick up Rocket League, he'll ask for the game, he'll play 5 minutes of Rocket League, drop it. And then a week later, 5 more minutes. He's able to move forward and turn the car now. And it's children have that patience. And by children, I mean people under 5 years old. If you put your parents in front of Rocket League, they'd give up in 5 minutes. But, I mean, I guess my baby nephew did too, technically. But he would keep on coming back because he's so intrigued by the bright colors and intrigued on what does this do? What happens when I stick my fingers in the outlet? What happens when I bite Uncle Luke? It's their mindset. And I really want to take child development class at my college, but the spots were all filled out and I couldn't do stupid. It's so weird. I hate when college, like, in order to actually get scholarships, whatever, you gotta start doing the things you don't want to do and do more general stuff. And, like, also with GPA, you want to keep your GPA high. Do you want to go to the challenging class? Of course not. No, you're going to take the easy class where you don't learn as much, because otherwise you'll lose thousands upon thousands of dollars. It's so messed up. I would love free scholarships somewhere. If some college man somewhere is watching this, then that would solve a lot of problems and I'd be able to dedicate all my time to this stuff. So, well, kids don't differentiate between reality and games that well, so even walking through a map is engaging for them. I mean, I'd say just the screen itself and saying press button, this happens, is fascinating for them. Like peekaboo. Okay, no matter how many times I do this to my nephew and make a weird face, he still is shocked by it. Things seem to have, and this is by just observations, I haven't taken any classes on this, whatever, but like for young children, it seems like if an event shocks or entertains them, when you do it again and again, it takes a while for that shock and entertainment to wear off. Whereas if I showed you a meme and I showed you that same meme again, you're not going to care. But if I told my baby nephew a joke and then told that same joke a week later, he'd be perfectly fine with it for like 8 more times and still get that huge burst of, I don't know, does dopamine go through your brain with jokes? All comedians are high. I mean, that's probably not too far off, but anyway, I'm going to read a bit more. Oh, hi, Hating Mir. Another repeat commenter. So I want to make my friends play fighting games. It's hard to introduce someone to a fighting game without it being button mashing. how your parents can play Smash Bros. Ultimate. Okay, so here's my mega plan. I take everyone who has been in any How Your Parents Can Play episodes, take all the test subjects that I've directly worked with, have them all fight to the death in Smash Bros. And see how it goes. I so want to do that, but Corona, and I need more tests, and I need to know even just enough about platformers to make that feasible. But like a How Your Parents Can Play Step 2 series, like, okay, they've been playing games for a bit, but Smash Bros have been requested a lot because even introducing my gamer friends to it is really rough. But once you get your hooks on it, it's just infinitely crazy. I just got Min Min today, and it like, what I love about the game is they just keep on adding new different things to it, but it's, yeah. Someone's glasses do the anime shine. I said, I have a plan. Yeah, I've got a light here. I'll have to screen cap that anime glasses shine, make it my new channel pick. Anyway, yeah. I'll scoot on over, keep on working on this. So, we were at getting the code for the buttons opened up and see what this specifically does, because I kind of forget what my code does. So changes color and green light. Okay, I believe it's going to, okay, so it goes to the checkbox and this little thing up here. It goes to one of these and it sends a signal to the one it's connected to. So what I want to have happen is make a new function in this bridge which has it be activated or deactivated. So I'm going to add a script. New script? Yeah. And we're going to name it temp bridge script. And just for now, to get this to the point where it's functional, and then rerun through it, see how it fits as a whole, and then add more detail, like, you know, a working UI. Where is it? Okay, so we've got temp bridge script. Do I have to open it directly here? Yes, okay. This is called for first frame update. And update once per frame. I need to just make a new, public void, and make a new command that the button can call, and then have this work. So I'm gonna call this bridge appear, and when this happens, I'm gonna say, do I have a reference to itself? Set active false. It's something like that. Let me check here. Okay. Unity set active. It's something where you can just type out set active equals true or set active equals false, and it will just kind of completely eliminate its existence temporarily. So, okay, so I had it right. Set active false. Okay, but it needs to reference an object, and the object it's referencing is itself. And I don't know how to get a reference to itself. I've only been working with other objects here. So mono behavior, just show me the example, please. Set active true, set active false. Yeah, right here. So yeah, it has the object and then set active true or set object false. Okay. There's probably a fancy command. Any Unity developers know how to type out. Jargio, my boy! Jargio is in the stream. Fantastic. We made a cult around him like a year ago when I did the last streams. So, like, public endless pit, don't slip on it, depths of hell. Okay, interesting. Public void. Yeah, so what that is, that means it doesn't return a value. It just means that instead of, like, when you call it, it just does its action. It doesn't return, it returns void. And then the reason it's public means I can access it from other objects in the game, not just here. So set active, I could find out like self.setAct slef. Okay, sure, we're gonna make a public variable called public game object called slef, and I'm gonna work around this. Okay, in slef, I'm going to just put the actual object into here. It's a garbage workaround, but you know, oh, hey, someone has solution. Let's see. Okay, game object.setObject false. Yeah, is this attached to an object? Well, yeah, the script is attached to an object, so I'm just going to literally take this object here. And actually, I'm going to just name it bridge, because these are unnamed. They're not even prefabs yet. And I'm going to put it inside as slef. So I have a workaround to get a reference to itself. And I'm going to save this bridge and save a new button, which will be the cloth. So where are all my objects? I think they're in here. They are not in here. I think they're in here. They are in here. Okay, so I'm gonna say make a new folder called bridge. Next project, I should probably not be this disorganized when I'm taking full charge, hopefully, and not learning Unity for the first time and have a time crunch. Yeah, probably should put the bridge in the bridge folder and not the character. Unless they are the avatar, which is the bridge between the human and the spirit world. Everyone needs to watch Avatar and Stranger Things are the two shows I can recommend to anyone. They're not my favorite shows, but they're the two shows I can just recommend to absolutely everyone. So that will make it active when slef. It will make it inactive when this bridge appear is called. But right now, I want to make it inactive at the start of the game, and then I want to make it active once that's called. Kind of said that backwards, and I wrote my code backwards, but now we're all good, I think. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of that bridge. Going to duplicate this one, which has the code on it. And just, you know, it fits. There. Oh, hey, it slid in perfectly. Epic. Big epic. And now we want to save a... Shoot. My face is frozen because what time is it? Oh boy, 5:45. I have a battery on my big fancy new camera, so I can frankly go with my garbage cam again for a few more minutes. But I think that's a sign that I should probably start wrapping up this stream here. Let me see. Can I add a video source? Yeah, add HP webcam, okie dokie. There we go. You get to see, I'll cover my old face up so you don't have to look at it anymore. I'm a bit large here. There we go. See, I've still got my mic in front of me. Can we continue watching this beautiful face? Of course, of course. Why wouldn't I want you to see the weirdly freeze frame? And see, whenever I look this way now, I'm gonna be looking at my past self, judging it mercilessly. That your camera died when you had a slightly distorted expression. Okay. Etra's twin brother. Etra's twin brother is me. Okay, so let's see. Self-cult. Int cult approves. Etra is miles ahead of me in terms of actually making games. I'm ashamed. No, I'm not. It's just, you're always learning. Last Star Airbender best cartoon or anime based on opinions. I'm not trying to start a flame war in the chat, but that's exactly what I'm trying to do. I've had so many arguments about anime versus cartoon for that show. Lovely, 10 out of 10 face. I think it's 20 out of 20 because A, it's 2020. Didn't even know that pun, so there. Two, two faces. So 10 out of 10s. Prepare for trouble, make it double, of course. Now I just need a new camera to die, and we just have an Etra on top of an Etra on top of an Etra. Because I think that's where the true timeline lies. Digimon Fusion. Best anime. Avatar also good. Okay, we're gonna finish these bridges at least before I end the stream. Because, I won't like if we don't have at least the bridges done. I know, we wouldn't really get far today because it was gonna be mostly questions. But, that's fine. As long as everyone's having fun. Bridge. Button. Three Houses is also a good game. So I'm just going to make a variation of this button script. Or actually I don't even have to do that. If I go in the script and make a variable here. Well, actually I don't even have to do that because I have change color. And no, actually I do have to do that. Change color if this is for door. If this is for a door, then broadcast this to checkbox script. Get component checkbox script. Oh yeah. This is the door it's attached to. Okay. So yeah, I've got to figure out. Door, and we're going to make that public. So basically, I'll be able to check if this button is for a door, or, and we'll just make this true by default, because all the other ones are true. And then I'm going to say, make another variable called if bridge. And then if this is for a bridge, then we're going to do, bridge dot game object dot get component the bridge script, and then do what I need to there. So we've got to make a bridge boolean here, bridge, and then the game object named bridge. Wait, I can't have both of these named bridge. That doesn't make any good sense here. We want to make one be named bridge and one not be named bridge. If, we'll just call this if is for bridge and is for door. Because if the button is for bridge, it is for the bridge. And if it is for the door, it is for the door. Makes perfect sense. Copy, paste, copy, paste. That's how you code. Spoiler alert. Except usually it's from this site called Stack Overflow, not, here. Okay, bridge, and then game object, and it doesn't have a checkbox script. Instead, it has that bridge script. Oh, everything disappeared. Epic. Very big epic. Here it is. Okay, it's not letting me pop up. Alright, okay, there we go. And now we gotta figure out what that bridge script was called. Temp bridge script. So temp underscore bridge script. Uh-oh. I seem to have started some sort of anime discussion. And hopefully it's negative in a flame war. Those are the best chats because those you remember. No. Okay, temp bridge script. So now what this is going to do is it's going to get, yeah, right here. It's going to get the bridge's temp bridge script, and then it's going to run the, what did I call it in there? Yeah, the bridge appear function. So to re-talk over this, basically I'm going to drag the bridge it's connected to in here and check that this button is for a bridge. If it is, it's going to turn green, and then it's going to run the bridge appear function on the bridge. But which bridge? Okay, we can drag it. Yeah. Alright. So, I can click here, is for door and is for bridge are both active at the same time. That is not lovely because, unchecking these isn't the worst thing in the world. Because if it tries to grab a door or bridge when it's not there, it's gonna freak out. We should probably make it that whichever one you do first is the closer one. Doesn't matter left or right, but for now, we're just gonna keep it simple. And where are you on my outliner? Right there, bridge. Right there, so I take bridge, I put it for this bridge, and then bridge under bridge 1 is for this one. Oh, and there goes my light as well. That's fine. Everything's dying because I'm streaming longer than I anticipated. But, you know, we'll just go till I'm just a tiny pixel on the screen. Oh, and there goes even more of my stuff. We gotta finish this. Okay. And like all code, this is gonna work on the first try. So, let's check. Avatar is also up there. Digimon Fusion. Favorite cartoon shows. Ninjago. Yeah, Ninjago was lit. Anime discussion because we're Mega Man intellectuals. We are Mega Man degenerates, sir. It's fantastic. Rip stream. Uh-oh. Did the stream die? Can you? Yeah, okay, dog and burning house movement, it's fine. Yeah, it's fine. It's not dead yet, okay? I thought, like, the stream completely died. Okay, let me unlock all the garbage here using my epic dev commands. Etra is an Ninjago fan, pog. Somewhat. I watched To the Zane Robot, and that was big emotional. And then I forget what happened after that. Okay, now. Boom, 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 boom. We have bridge 1 and bridge 2. We did it. We coded one thing. It's fantastic. And now I can walk across the bridge and drown myself in the lake with those who oh no, and the hitbox spawners are not set. So it's just infinite. And I think this is a great spot to end the stream. Oh my gosh, he like looped so far, he looped to the hitbox he looped to the safety hitbox I added. I had a whole, let's see, just camera, now let me do my, goodbye fancy thing that good streamers do, because I'm fantastic at this, as you can tell. Yeah, let's, boom. Boom, and actually, who needs my hair? Why can I just, yeah, there we go. There we go. Okay, so, yeah, I think we'll leave it at that for today, since, as you can see, everything is kind of falling apart. But tomorrow, hopefully, I'll be able to stream again, or in the next day, get some more progress done, and then hang out with you guys again, get your feedback. I love to start filling up that, let's see, switch over here, this non-gamer test subjects bar. We've got 2 so far. Anyone else volunteer their loved one for science 15-minute program to run through this thing we're working on. Sorry for the multiverse Diavolo thing going on there. Just email me, Project at Your Flow. I'll get a notification on my phone, and then get that signed up. And if we can run 10 people through this instead of just 5, that's a lot of good data for the next video. So, peace out. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will catch you all